So back in November last year, I finished up a busy week at work. I was working from the office and I wanted to do nothing but go home straight after. I was basically exhausted, but then I realized I had to go to the shopping center to buy a birthday gift for my sister. Now obviously there's zero chance I'm gonna skip that, so I pack up and head to the mall. The mission is to go straight to JB Hi-Fi, buy the gift and something for myself too, might as well if I'm there, get out, get straight home and then relax. Sounds simple enough. So I get up the escalators and I'm walking towards the shop, just hoping that it's not too packed because it is a Friday night. I'm walking through the food court to get there. At this point, I'm basically, power walking because I want this mission to be quick. I can see the shop in front of me. I'm nearly there. And then in front of me, I hear a guy shout some words about sort of 10 meters in front of me. I ignore it because nobody randomly speaks to me, especially in a different language. I assume he's after someone else, so I keep on walking. He shouts again as we both sort of come closer. We're walking towards each other. He says again, "Aap Hindi bolte ho," directly at me, which means, "Do you speak Hindi?" Now you guys might know I'm from Pakistan from previous videos, which means that I do speak Urdu, which is very similar to Hindi. So I reply back saying "ha," which means yes. Then he very quickly and nervously starts to explain the fact that he's 4 days late on his rent repayments. He's very nervous, his voice is shaking, he's scared, and he may be facing a potential eviction as well. He needs help with some money to pay the rent. His eyes are telling it all. He's almost about to cry at this stage and he's asking me for help. Now I'm standing there in a bit of a situation. I know on one hand it's our moral duty to help a human being, but then on the other, I also don't want to get scammed. My BS meter or bullshit meter was acting up, which is something that we all have built inside of us. We can all tell if someone is trying to, bullshit us, scam us, or deceive us. It's kind of like a natural instinct. And in this situation, my BS meter was really on like red alert. I dive a little deeper. I ask him questions about where he works, how much he needs, and the story kind of checks out from all my questioning. He seemed pretty legit. He seemed like an international student just going through the struggles. I've met many of them throughout my time at uni and I know how hard it can be firsthand. Personally, he wanted $100 through Pay ID and he promised that he would pay me back. So I made the transfer. He seemed extremely grateful, and the fact that I had his number through Pay ID meant that I could keep him accountable if something was to happen. So I finished up with that and then I continued on with the mission. So as I'm walking into JB Hi-Fi, I'm feeling very good about myself. I was able to help out somebody that really needed the money. It's actually a very nice and heartwarming feeling. I've never done anything like that before, so it feels very good. But just before I step in, somebody interrupts me once again. Somebody calls me out from behind. I ignore it because I want to get to the store. I want to finish this damn mission. No more interruptions. I keep walking in. Once again, he calls me out. This time I sort of turn around. I have to take a look. And this time it's somebody who works at the mall because he's wearing that uniform. And he says to me, "Hey bro, did you just give that guy some money just now?" I think I said yes. Then he said, "Did he tell you some story about how he's late on his rent payments and needs some help?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did." Then this guy proceeds to explain to me that that other guy has been going around this same shopping mall for about 4 to 5 months, going to random strangers and explaining this whole story about how he's late on his rent repayments. But the reality is he's not late. It is just a scam that he's been doing to try and prey on innocent people. That guy is fully able-bodied. He can work, he can do a job. There's nothing wrong with him, and it's just a ruse to get money out of innocent people. As he's telling me this, I'm not gonna lie, I felt extremely disappointed, not for the fact that I lost money that day, but the fact that there are people out there that are preying on their own community, right? That guy was definitely Punjabi Indian, and I'm from Pakistan, so we're both from the South Asian or the Indian subcontinent. We're supposed to be helping each other out, uplifting each other, and helping each other to grow. But there are people out there that are doing the exact opposite and basically, extracting money from people in their own community, which is the shocking part. Never would I have thought that I would get scammed by somebody in Australia that looks basically like me. We have the same, skin color, that would have the audacity to do something like that. And it's just very shocking. To top it all off, as we're having this conversation, the guard from JB Hi-Fi heard us as well, and he sort of came forward and joined the conversation. He also mentioned that he lost about $150 to that scammer. And this just proves the fact that that scammer has been basically preying on his own community, because that JB Hi-Fi guard is also, I'm assuming, from India or Pakistan. The mall worker is also from the Indian subcontinent, so we're all from the same community. So that just proves that scammer is clearly going for his own, and that's just ridiculously shocking to see. What I learned from all this is that I let my guard down. That guy basically, bypassed my BS meter so easily, and this is what he did. The fact that he appealed to my emotional side by speaking our mother tongue acting distressed and playing this whole new to Australia thing worked really well. Secondly, the fact that he did it in a busy shopping mall with hundreds of people inside the mall on the same floor, you never in a million years expect to be scammed in a place that's so busy, right? You normally think that you'll get scammed in a alleyway that's not well lit, in a very empty alleyway or something like that. You don't expect to be scammed in a place where there's so many people. You kind of feel very safe when there's lots of people around. And you kind of let your guard down very easily. The fact that it was $100, he's not really asking for too much. And lastly, the way he was acting, I could not tell that it was all a play. He seemed extremely legit. This guy has some really good skills, and if he wants to, he can be a very skilled manipulator and a con man if he keeps going the way that he's going. It's a shame because if someone has those skills, they can really use it to do something more productive, like acting, drama, theater, play. I don't know, maybe he does that. But it's really shocking to see such great skills being used for such a cheap method. So it's been a couple of months since that experience. Here's what I'm going to do differently. As a general rule, I will not be giving any money to anyone in public, no matter how sad or distressed they look. It might sound harsh, maybe it is, but since that day, I have genuinely lost a bit of faith in people, all because of that one guy. So he's the one to blame for that. He's ruined it for everybody else. It doesn't mean that I won't donate or give money at all. I'll just find different ways of doing it, online or other methods, just not to random strangers who ask for it, no matter what backstory they have. If I'm in that situation again, I would definitely ask them a lot more questions than I did previously. I would get their ID, take a photo of that, take a photo of them as well, just so you have some sort of recourse if they try to scam, so they have something to lose as well. So that day, I finally ended up getting the JB Hi-Fi. I bought the gift for my sister and also something for myself, the latest copy of the new Call of Duty game. So you know what? It was actually a pretty good night despite what happened. Last week, I sent the scammer a friendly text message to ask for the money back. Hey bro, hope you were able to pay your rent all right. We met in November at that place. Hoping you are fine now to transfer the $100 back. And no reply as expected. So I sent a follow-up message. Hey, just following up on my previous message. Can you transfer the funds now? As expected, no replies. I actually made a video of this whole incident on my TikTok, and I got a comment saying, actually, if you look at the positive side, you actually learned something and the lesson fee was $100. And you know what? That is the way to look at it when stuff like this happens to you.